and how it's doing. So Pip, can I hand to you, please?
Yeah, can everybody see those slides?
Well, I can, so I think you're safe to go. Thanks, Pip. Over to you.
Okay, let's hope I am. Right. Okay, so I thought I'd start off basically from the top and basically take us back to 2023 and what our really big wins were for the year, because that's how we always sort of start to see what was the most positive outcomes of what we had last year before we then start looking into the future of what we'll be doing for 2024. So some big positives that we had last year was we looked at running and rebuilding our creative, and we looked at pulling our farmers into that farmer first, up front and centre position. And with that creative, we did quite a lot of testing. And through that, we were able to see that half of our audience, when we tested our advertising, started to see those farmers in a much higher regard than they had previously from some of the different advertising and things that we'd done. So in the campaign last year, we were able to deliver almost 24 million impressions. So that's pairs of eyes that had seen our advertising over the period of time that we were running our campaigns. We also increased our brand awareness by 26%, which in marketing terms is absolutely amazing. Percentages in marketing to increase your awareness by that sort of amount is just a huge, massive plus for us. Also, we increased that propensity to purchase. So that's knowing that our customers really do want to purchase our product at point of sale. So we got that by 7%. And also we were able to work with some of our retailers to see that we could increase the footfall into retail by 10.1%. So these were fantastic results that we were working on, and moving forward, how could we take that into the next level for 2024? So the first place we always start, and what we always have to remember, is what are our objectives? So what are we strategically looking to measure when we're doing our campaigns to ensure that levy payers' money is going to get the best return on investment? So we're always looking to look at raising our brand awareness, look at that recognition of the logo to make sure people know it and are able to recall it when at purchase. Looking at those consumer perceptions and making sure that our brand is known as high quality, great taste, versatile, fantastic for health, sustainably produced. And then also that really key metric to know that people are really wanting to go out and purchase our product. So then we start by looking at our audiences. And from this chart, we can see what our total lamb purchasers are. So looking at those different audience classes that we see are your sort of ABC ones. So those are your more affluent people who've got that bit more money to spend, come from those different backgrounds. And they're those real target audience. And we can see from that, when you add those percentages together, that it's sort of 70% of the market are those lamb purchasers that we really want to be targeting. So for 2024, we're looking at a dual audience approach. So our ABC1 adults, so Pan Wales, and then ABC1 adults in the southeast of England. But we're really able to target down in those areas to our young foodies, home cooks, traditionalists, and those ethical eaters. So we can really target those people who will then go out and purchase. We can also then dig further by looking and considering those markers of success. So the sustainability the product holds, the quality, the taste, the versatility, and the health. And we look at those by placing advertisement in areas that we know will get good reach, but also the awareness will be up. And we can also then drive home those really relevant key messages. Then we can target further again by looking at those lamb purchasers. So those people who already purchase product, and really target those people within the southeast of England. So our messaging and timing lies along the same areas that we produced last year. So our campaign runs through from starting in just at the end of July all the way through to the end of October. So really aligning ourselves with that seasonality that Welsh Lamb has and when it's most abundant in store. We then have our messaging that runs alongside. So we have an overall message about the experts in their field. So really putting that farmer up front and centre. And then we start to look at those bespoke headlines and how we can target our messaging to each of those individual personas that I talked about earlier. So our young foodies, home cooks, traditionalists, and ethical eaters. And then we really push at what we call in marketing the bottom end of the funnel. So really getting those people who are right at the brink of going, yes, I'm going to purchase. So we then push those by forcing them and persuading them that look out for that logo, so you remember all of the key messages that we've got, and at that last point of contact when you're making that decision, the logo jogs your memory and you pick up that pack and purchase. Then across all of that, we are obviously bringing out those headlines of health and nutrition and the sustainability and biodiversity that we're so lucky to have with our product. So what's our creative? This year, as last year's creative had such a success, we're continuing this. We see this in marketing a lot, that sometimes we want to see new things coming forward, but actually making sure that we get that repetitive message and bring that back to focus in the consumer's mind is really important. And after last year's success, we really wanted to make sure that we continued the good work that we had. I'm able to show you here a piece of research and work that we did with our advertising. So we were able to test our TV, for instance, on the total viable count, which is basically testing what we as consumers, or the consumer, sees as their sort of demand, and where they're looking on the TV, what their focus is within the advert, and really see that the messaging that we're putting across is what that person's really looking for. So I'm just going to run this small video here so you can see this is how we sort of measure and ensure that our creative is really getting home those messages that we want.
These are the lands. These are the eyes. These are the hands. The experts, the wise. This is the passion. This is the taste of Welsh lamb. Uniquely Welsh. Experts in their field.
So as you can see from that, it really shows how the eye tracking technology that we utilised really points out those points of focus on our TV advert, and the advert is really pulling in where we want those people to be looking. So moving on with some of our other creative then, again, as we've said, we're really putting that farmer up front and centre. So this is just some of the examples of some of the other creative that we've used in our digital landscapes and also with our out-of-home advertising. And then to maximise that, we obviously bring in these slightly different videos. So these are just small videos that will have been seeded out during the campaign, where we really start to put that message across. So we have our overarching message of uniquely Welsh, experts in their field. And then we start talking about like our going green, so the sustainability message, the nutritional messages, and then the quality and the traditions within the product that we've got. So what is our media strategy that we've pulled together for this year? So it's based a lot on all the successful implementation that we had from last year, and targeting the southeast of England and Wales. Our Wales target audience is that ABC1 adults, and we'll be targeting those through Sky Regional TV, ITV and S4C. And we can upweight that then as well, utilising reach, including digital audio for a pan-Wales basis, because we're fully aware that when you mix medias together and you have more than one media, you're able to reach a lot more customers. In the southeast of England, we're using TV advertising within 5-mile radiuses of retail stores like Sainsbury's, and then overlapping those audience target areas with Mosaic ABC and TGI data. So we can then look at M&S shoppers, for example, and Waitrose shoppers. So we're really overlaying our data to ensure that we're targeting those correct consumers. By doing that, we're also able to talk to our retailers and ensure that those areas that we're targeting are stocking purchase. And we can also therefore then target those stores that we're aware have the highest number of SKUs, for instance. And also that enables us to avoid disappointment with our buyers and increase that positive impact that we can have for our brand perception. We're also able to use our TV advertising this year by linking it into Nectarcard. So this is then looking at their high quality meat purchasers and able to link that and refer that back to also Sky households. So we're working with Sky TV and Nectarcard to enable that we can ensure those purchasers are being fed our correct advertising and therefore taking them for point of purchase. As well as that, with the TV advertising, as I've said, we have this multi-channel effect as well to build that increased awareness and the consideration of brand, and also influence that consideration at point of purchase. So other advertising that we're doing alongside TV is our out-of-home campaigns, paid social media. We're working on programmatic advertising, which means we're really looking at buying media on digital channels when those consumers that we're aware purchase are looking for advertising. We're also then have different areas of creative, and those hopefully may have seen that during Love Lamb week we were able to uplift some of our advertising for that week, and also aligning with QMS and AHDB to really put forward a joint approach for that this year. So this just gives you an example of some of the channels that we're advertising on this year, and it also shows you at that point of contact when we're talking to our consumers. So the big awareness section is really getting that brand awareness out to as many consumers as we possibly can. So you can see here like your ITV, Sky, S4C, the big social media channels, the media mix that we've got, the magazines that we're working with, is really getting that awareness out there. Then we take it down a level to that consideration. So that's those people who are considering of purchasing, not quite sure at the moment. So we give them that next level of brand awareness. So we give them sort of the next features, the sustainability messaging more and the versatility, but really target to what they specifically look for in their brands. And then taking it down a step even further, which is where we really target the person, and we're really aware of what they're looking for, and we're able to really feed to them that other messaging, so that look for the logo point that I discussed earlier. And as well as all of that, we also have our always on digital support. So this is social media that we're running throughout the year to ensure that our brand messaging is continuing. It's not something we just run on a campaign basis. We ensure that that messaging is going on throughout the year. We have newsletters that people are able to subscribe to, with 35,000 subscribers at the moment, and that gives up-to-date recipes, competitions. We work with chefs that we're able to produce masterclasses and recipes for people, and those are those people who've really signed up, who've got that real interest in the brand. We also create blogs that will be running on our websites, and then we're looking at our websites constantly to make sure our search engine optimization is at the top end, so we're there when people are searching for Welsh Lamb. And then backing all of this up, we also have our all year round PR work and press. So that's working with all the different press contacts that we've got to really be seeding that messaging through. So recipes going into your national papers and online, and then working with different independents, and then also working with the likes of the grocer for the trade messaging. And then we've had some really good contacts this year to get our nutritional messaging across, where we've worked with Dr. Rams from the BBC to really focus on children's health and getting that nutritional message across to them. So you can see from all of the work that we do, there's a full rounded campaign of what we're pulling together to really put that product up front and centre and really get that value for money for our levy payers. So thank you.